We'll have opening statements, and we'll both take questions, two aside. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome. Thank you for coming. We have just had a very lengthy discussion, and it should be a lengthy discussion. After all, we're friends and allies. I appreciate very much your understanding of the importance of democracy and freedom. I want to thank you for your leadership. I am pleased with the economic progress that you've made. I say pleased because there's a lot of U.S. investment in Hungary. People have chosen to invest in Hungary because it's a place that honors rule of law. It's got reasonable taxation and reasonable regulation. I'm not surprised that the country has got a good economic environment. After all, the Prime Minister is somebody who understands economics and business. And so congratulations on setting an environment that in which people feel comfortable about investing. We talked about the world, and again, I want to thank Hungary for its contributions in Afghanistan and Iraq. The Prime Minister also brought up some issues of concern to the people of Hungary, one of which, of course, is visa policy. He understands that his job when talking to the President is to say that people of my country, which he did, are concerned about the visa policy, and I told him that we recognize that we need to move forward and work with our friend. We have set up a roadmap, a way forward, to make sure our visa policy works for the people of Hungary. And Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for bringing up the issue. I assured him that I will continue to work with Secretary of Rice to put a plan in place, to cooperate with Hungary, and to have a plan in place that is a fair and reasonable plan for the people of Hungary. All in all, I found it to be a great visit. The visit, by the way, started yesterday when his good wife and my wife had a strong visit. She laid the groundwork for this diplomacy that's being conducted today, and she did a great job. So welcome to you and your wife here to America.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, let me use my mother tongue mainly because I would like the ordinary Hungarian people to understand what I'm saying here in the Oval Office. Please understand me. Just a couple of Hungarian sentences with your part. Azért jöttünk Amerikába, hogy megerősítsük barátságunkat és a szövetségünket.
So we came to the United States to strengthen our friendship and our ally.
Azért jöttünk, hogy azt mondjuk, hogy értjük, hogy közös dolgaink vannak a világban.
We came to emphasize once again that we understand that we have joint matters, joint affairs in this world to do.
És lehet, hogy a két országnak eltérőek a lehetőségei, de azonos a felelőssége.
And maybe the two countries have different possibilities, but we have equal responsibility.
Fenntartani a stabilitást és a békét a világban.
To sustain stability and peace in the world.
És képviselni a demokrácia ügyét.
And to represent the case of democracy.
És ezekben a kérdésekben az Egyesült Államok és Magyarország egymások nem csak szövetségese, hanem egymás jól értő barátja is.
Now in these matters, the United States and Hungary are not just allies, but are also good understanding friends.
Korábbi megállapodásainkat az iraki jelenlétről és az afganisztáni jelenlétről megerősítettük, új elemet ma nem tettünk az asztalra.
We reinforced our former agreement about our presence in Iraq and Afghanistan. We did not introduce any new elements to that.
És örömmel állapítottuk meg, hogy a biztonsági kérdések mellett a magyar-amerikai kapcsolatok egyre inkább az üzleti együttműködésről szólnak.
And we were also delighted to see that besides security elements, the cooperation, the partnership between the United States and Hungary are more and more about business and good relations.
És annak, hogy az elmúlt fél évben Magyarországra a történelmében valaha érkezett legtöbb tőke érkezett, ebben kulcs szerepe van az amerikai befektetőknek, a legnagyobb amerikai vállalatoknak.
And also American investors, the largest American businesses, have played a key role in making sure that Hungary has reached a record high in terms of foreign capital influx over the past year.
Nagyon sok hasonlóság, néhány különbség is van a két ország között.
Many similarities and some differences between our two countries.
De van egy nagyon fontos teljes azonosság.
But there is one thing where we are completely identical in our ideas.
Bush elnök úr és én is azt szeretnénk, hogyha az emberek Amerikában és Magyarországon is biztonságban élnének.
Both President Bush and myself want to make sure that our people in the United States and in Hungary live in security.
Hogy nyugodt életük legyen,
That they have
legyen prosperitás, legyen demokrácia,
democracy,
és ezek a legfontosabb dolgok.
and these are the issues really.
Many thanks, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. A couple of questions, Jennifer?
Sir, the criticism from some conservatives of Harriet Miers is continuing and getting rather sharp, as you know. Are you willing to rule out ever letting her nomination be withdrawn?
Harriet Miers is an extraordinary nominee. She is a very bright woman. She is a pioneer in the law in Texas. She was the first woman hired of the firm, first partner of the firm. She's the first head of the Texas Bar Association. She's got a record of accomplishment that is extraordinary in my judgment. She is a woman of deep character and strength. She is, she didn't come from the bench. But so did, a lot of other people didn't come from the bench when they remained for the Supreme Court. I would ask people to look at Byron White, for example, or Judge Rehnquist himself. And I'm confident she's going to be a Supreme Court judge who will not legislate from the bench and will strictly interpret the Constitution. And I am incredibly proud of my friend being willing to take on this task. She's going to be a great judge.
So are you ruling it out in your withdrawal?
No, she is going to be on the bench. She'll be confirmed. And when she's on the bench, people will see a fantastic woman who is honest, open, humble, and capable of being a great Supreme Court judge.
Azaz?
Have you set a deadline for the visa issue?
Megállapodtunk egy olyan programban, amely azt a célt tűzi ki, hogy a magyar emberek azt érezzék, hogy könnyebb és méltányos módon lehet, könnyebben és méltányos módon lehet vízumhoz jutni.
We agreed on a roadmap which makes sure that Hungarian people can really perceive that it's easier and more equitable to have access to American visas.
Azt éreztem, hogy az elnök úr pontosan érti, hogy miért fontos ez a magyar embereknek.
I can feel that Mr. President has a very clear understanding about why this is important for Hungarians.
És teljesen biztos vagyok benne, hogy a lehető leggyorsabb haladást fogjuk elérni, amit lehetővé tesz az itteni törvényhozási és kormányzási folyamat.
And I'm also completely sure that we will achieve the fastest possible progress which is allowed by legislative background and laws here in the United States.
Good answer. Steve. Say again now. Getting a little older, Steve. I can't hear you. Well, our job is to gather intelligence and pass them on to local authorities. And they make the judgments necessary to respond. And the level of cooperation between the federal government and the local government is getting better and better. And part of that level of cooperation is the ability to pass information on, and we did, and they responded.
So you don't think they overreact?
I think we took the information that we gave and made the judgments they thought were necessary. And the American people have got to know that, one, that we're collecting information and sharing it with local authorities on a timely basis, and that's important.
Miniszterelnök úr, szóba került George Bush elnök meghívása Magyarországra jövőre az 1956-os ünnepségekre. I would like to raise a question to President Bush as well. As far as we know, you've got an invitation from the Hungarian government for next year for the 50th anniversary of the 1956 revolution. So would you accept this invitation?
Yeah.
Természetesen szóba került a meghívás.
We certainly spoke about the invitation.
Egy hatalmas teljesítménye a magyar nemzetnek 1956.
1956 is a huge achievement of the Hungarian
amelynek
nation.
hatása messze túlmutat Magyarországon.
And the impact of that goes far beyond the borders of Hungary.
És természetesen azt szeretnék, hogyha a mi barátaink, a demokratizmus barátai ott lennének a következő évben Magyarországon.
We certainly want to make sure that our friends of democracy are there next year in Hungary.
És éppen ezért meghívtam az elnök urat a következő évben Magyarországra.
Therefore, I extended an invitation to the president for next year to Hungary.
És egészen biztos vagyok benne, hogy ott lesz Magyarországra.
And I'm completely certain that he would come.
Well, he did extend the invitation, and I appreciate the invitation because 1956 means a lot to a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans came from Hungary to live here after the 56 incidents. They can trace their history to our country because of those of what took place in Hungary. Plus, a lot of Americans followed the incidents in 1956 and appreciated and respected the courage of folks who are willing to stand up for freedom and liberty. See, 1956 says to us there are key moments in history when ordinary citizens are willing to defend the right for all to be free. And so it's an important event. I told the Prime Minister I'm not my own scheduler. I will pass the word on how important this event is, and I will look very carefully at the invitation. Listen, thank you all. Mr. Prime Minister, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.